Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. Today is a rather unusual and experimental video for my channel. Today I decided to compile the top 25 strongest characters in the series Skibidi Toilet. We will take apart each character from this top and find out who is the strongest character in our favorite series. Actually, this top was very difficult to compile because there are too many really steely and tough characters. For this top, I decided to revisit the show one more time to try and compile it as correctly as possible. And before we start, I want to say that in this top, the characters are taken in their strongest form, that is, with all the improvements and at full strength. And most importantly, this is my purely subjective opinion, so don't judge harshly. And if you want more such tops, put like and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, here we go. So, at the very bottom, in 25th place, is Simp Cameraman. He doesn't really stand out and is one of the weakest characters in the series so far. That's why he's ranked so low. But he has one but. For now, he is protected by the plot armor, because soon he must reveal himself and show himself from a completely different side. That is, he'll finally get stronger and maybe he'll get the attention of TV Woman. So we are waiting for his new appearance and hope that he will rise higher in this top. In 24th place is Lucky Cameraman. This character has been with us since the beginning of the series and he is still alive. He is a very dangerous opponent, not because of his physical attributes, but because of Secret Agent. It is because of him that Lucky Cameraman is not so simple. We don't know what abilities he has and what he is basically able to do with Secret Agent. So as long as Defuk needs him, he will be a very strong cameraman. In 23rd place, I decided to put a very interesting Skibidi Toilet, namely Skibidi Policeman. This character didn't really stand out from the other heroes, but he was able to do a good job of sucking up to the agents. His weaponry is simple but effective. It consists of spears that shoot out and hit the target. The spears may not be as strong, but the important thing is that Skibidi Policeman knows how to use them properly. That's why I included him in this top. The 22nd place is proudly held by the scientist in the mech suit, Plunger's friend with whom they've been through a lot. This scientist doesn't have tremendous physical strength himself, but his brain helped him make up for that factor. After building a mech suit for himself, he began to take down many Skibidi Toilets with ease. His suit in episode 72 has knife hands and huge laser cannons. This suit really helps the scientist fill in the gaps in his physical strength. And I think we'll see him in action soon, as we saw him in the hospital next to Lucky Cameraman, if you look at the right bunk. The 21st place I gave to Skibidi Saw from episode 48. This toilet was a very dangerous and strong opponent, but TV Woman was able to defeat him with the help of her TV. His saw is actually a very effective weapon in battle, and if this Skibidi Toilet had some logical thinking instead of flying at everything, maybe he would have risen higher in this top. Still, he really was very strong. Who knows, if he had survived, how many more agents would have been killed by him. 20th place goes to another Skibidi Toilet, namely this one from episode 73. As we've seen, he's put down quite a few agents. Although his weaponry is not very strong, it is effective. We saw in episode 73 how many agents he's put down. And if it wasn't for Camera Woman, he'd probably still be a serious problem for the agents. In 19th place, I put two giants who have gone down in the history of the series as heroes, namely Big Speaker Man and Blue Shirt Cameraman. These two agents died protecting and helping their comrades. They fought the toilets for a very long time, regardless of their condition, and were willing to sacrifice themselves for the mission at any time. They accomplished a great deal and rightfully hold this place. It is a shame, of course, that they lost their lives, but we will remember them. Perhaps in the future, they may return. Taking 18th place with his signature dance is Skibidi Michael Jackson. This toilet is actually very dangerous. We have seen that he has very good and strong equipment, so I think he is very strong. Especially we saw in episode 69 how he trashed huge steel doors. So this toilet clearly has potential. Also agree, this Skibidi Toilet really looks creepy. So let's not upset him. That's why I gave it the 18th spot in this top. Basically, that's a decent spot for such a handsome guy. In 17th place, I put Big TV Man. These guys are very powerful. They have a white glow that stops the opponent. We have also seen a combination of this TV Man and Speakerman speakers, which is also able to repel their enemies. This agent also has the size advantage and the main ability, teleportation. This is one of the most strongest abilities so far. We've also seen that one of the big TV men is able to disable other people's teleportation, and who knows what other abilities they have, which is why they are at 17th place in this top. In 16th place, I put Skibidi mutants or hybrids, call them what you want. But I didn't put all of this class of Skibidi toilets at number 16, I put only 3. Specifically these Skibidi toilets. They have shown themselves better than all the other mutants because they were not only able to survive in difficult situations and defeat many agents, but also ready in extreme cases at the cost of their lives to help their leader, like this mutant did in episode 73. I'll also remind you of their weaponry, which we see can improve over the course of the series, as was the case with this Skibidi toilets. That's why I gave them a well-deserved 16th place. In 15th place is one of the fastest characters in the series, namely the Skibidi Flash. This flying at great speed toilet psychopath was a big threat to the Alliance. The main strength of this Skibidi toilet was speed and a more armored toilet, so that if he collided with an enemy, Skibidi Flash wouldn't fly to pieces. But because he was in development, so to speak, and couldn't control himself, he lost to TV Woman. And after defeating him, his toilet was given to Plunger, and now he's demolishing enemies like a madman. It's a pity, of course, Skibidi Flash, because they took away his title of the fastest character. I decided to give 14th place to the new replacement of our old scientist, specifically the Skibidi Toilet from episode 68. Even though he's a scientist, he's still very heavily armed. 2 claws and 4 lasers, which are very powerful. I think if he had gone in the elevator back then, all of our agents would have died there, which is why he's ranked number 14 in this top. 13th place goes to TV Woman, Camera Woman, and Speaker Woman. Each of these ladies is a very powerful character, and together they pose a huge threat to Skibidi toilets. In battle, they complement each other. Speaker Woman prefers close combat, Camera Woman fights at a distance with her guns, and TV Woman influences a large number of Skibidi toilets with the help of hypnosis. And together they are capable of destroying armies of Skibidi toilets, but individually they are also strong, which is why I put them so high. If you think back to their battles, you could probably put them higher, but we have candidates for the following spots. The 12th spot in this top I gave to Plunger and Dark Speakerman. These agents are the ones that the entire Alliance looks up to. They are brave and strong. If you take any of the characters listed below, they are capable of defeating everyone. Especially, let me remind you that I'm taking the strongest versions, which means that I'm taking Plunger with Toilet Flash, and we've already seen how strong this technology is. But Dark Speaker isn't far behind either. He has knives that he promptly uses, giving him a huge advantage in combat. That's why these guys are proudly in 12th place. In 11th place is a brand new and mysterious agent, namely TV Daddy. In the recent episode 74, we saw the full extent of his powers. Let me remind you, he's able to control his portals like TV Man. He has extra speakers for sonic attacks. He is also able to hypnotize Skibidi toilets, carries IMB blades and cannons. Therefore, he is one of the strongest agents at the moment. If you imagine his battle with any character from the top below, he will defeat any of them. I also want to remind you that this TV man has a similar ability to Dafuk, that is to make agents break from a distance, so he can go even higher. Well guys, I guess you've been waiting a long time for this. After dealing with all the minor agents in Skibidi toilets, we're finally moving on to the top 10 strongest characters in the series. And trust me, it's going to be tough. In 10th place, I put some very interesting Skibidi toilets, namely the microwave Skibidi toilet and the bombshell Skibidi toilet. They are both very dangerous enemies. While one can take out agents in droves with his saws, the other, for one thing, fires strong acid rockets and, if hit, can simply explode. Although they appeared in the series for a short time and did not cause much damage to the Alliance, they are rightfully strong enemies. I decided to give the 9th place to the fearsome yet hideous Skibidi Skull, and this place is also taken by the fiery Skibidi Toilet from episode 50. They both don't use weapons or physical strength in combat, but their mouths. One can burp fire like after a chili pepper, while the other burps acid like he ate in the school cafeteria. Despite this strange ability, they really messed up the Alliance. One nearly destroyed an entire base, while the other broke Cameraman Titan's cannon and destroyed the anti-parasitic tank the agents wanted to cure Speakerman with. That's why they are so high in this top. 8th place, Fake G-Man. Actually, although a fake, he was a dangerous opponent. Although the Titans didn't get serious damage in the battle with the fake, but it was difficult for them to win. In principle, his armament is quite ordinary, and any mental or physical abilities this fake could not surprise, so he stands here. But in principle, he didn't have to. His job was to lure the Titans into a trap and die there, and he did a great job with that. In 7th place, I'd like to put a whole group of characters, namely the new Astros from episode 74. Before you throw tomatoes at me, listen up. Yes, these Astros are powerful, but only as a group. Individually, they are incapable of standing up to many of the characters in this top. They each have their pros and cons, which is why they attack as a group, so that each one does their job, and their army is very strong. Also, many of these Astro toilets have weaknesses in melee combat. This could be seen when Cameraman Titan flew into one of the Astros, and it immediately went down. From this, we conclude that because of their large armament, many of them are unable to fight in close combat. That's why they're still in 7th place. In 6th place are 2 more Astro toilets, the Scorpion and the Juggernaut. Scorpion is one of the strongest of his race. For one thing, his battle with G-Man confirms it, as well as the stripes on his helmet. But there is one big but. This character was overconfident. He didn't consider G-Man as an opponent, and for that, he paid the price. While G-Man was fighting hard, Astro was showing off and didn't perceive G-Man. That's why G-Man turned out to be the winner in that fight. And Juggernaut is quite strong, but we haven't seen his power yet, so I decided to put him together with Astro Scorpion. Perhaps in the future he'll go higher. Well, here we come to the 5 strongest characters in the series. These are the strongest characters in the series at the moment, so here we go. In 5th place is Speakerman Titan. This funny and strong big guy showed us a good example of what a true comrade should be. Unfortunately, we didn't see his full strength in version 1.0 as he was infected. But then he came back, and after his release, he started to show what he is really capable of. He doesn't have tremendous physical strength or great durability, but his strength is in speed and agility. It is the lightest and fastest of the Titans. He has fought those bigger and stronger than him, and still did not give up. That's why he's ranked number 5 on this list. I give 4th place to Titan Cameraman. He is the calmest and most judicious of the Titans. He is strong both in spirit and physically. This Titan will never abandon any of his comrades, no matter if it is a Titan or an ordinary agent. He goes along with the entire alliance and never gets in the way. We have seen Titan Cameraman sacrificing himself many times to try to save all the agents. As I see it, he is a true leader to look up to. His main strength is his spirit and his mind. He fights intelligently and correctly. While TV Man and Speakerman Titans can succumb to emotion in battle, Cameraman Titan is not like that at all. That's why he's standing here. 3rd place is taken by one of the most dangerous enemies, namely the Scientist. This Skibidi Toilet until episode 60 was almost nothing. We didn't know much about him. Everyone just thought he was just the main scientist who created technology for the Skibidi Toilets, but after episode 60 with his mech suit, he became the most dangerous Skibidi Toilet. His greatest strength was in technology. His suit was fully equipped with a weapon that almost blew 2 Titans apart. Perhaps if the Titans had not been shabby then, there would have been a better chance of defeating the Scientist. But unfortunately, the Titans lost, and the one who defeated the Scientist is in 2nd place, and that's our TV Man Titan. This Titan is strong in everything: technology, physically, and a little bit of speed. He's had so many feats you can't count them all. He could have easily been ranked number 1 if it weren't for one but: his attitude towards his enemies. You've noticed how TV Man treats his opponents, right? He doesn't consider them. He's confident and thinks he's the strongest. It's that weakness that keeps him from being the first. We've seen many of TV Man's dumbest mistakes in a fight, how he lost because he didn't think he was too blinded by his impending victory. This alone is the reason why TV Man Titan can't be the strongest Titan. He's too confident, and every time that confidence costs him dearly. Well, the first place is occupied by the most clever and cunning villain, G-Man. G-Toilet deserves his place. First of all, he is not inferior to other characters in technology, even bypasses them in terms of technology. Also, his physical stats are also strong. We saw earlier in the series how he headbutted his opponents and tore off their weapons and armor with his teeth. But most importantly, it's his strategic thinking. G-Man is simply the ultimate tactician and strategist. He always fights according to a plan. He never underestimates his opponent like TV Man. And also in recent episodes, we see how he fights in spite of fears and pain and is willing to fight to win. Yes, our G-Man is like a general, fighting to win, not like our Titans who are ready to the end. That's what makes G-Man strong. He thinks of how to win while our Titans are being heroic. There are heroes on both sides in the war, but they remain heroes in our memories, and those who wanted to win, won and came back from the war victorious. That's the kind of top we got today. In fact, this is the first time I'm making such a complete video, and I would like you to support it with a like if you want to see more videos like this in the future. If you have any ideas or you don't agree with my top, then write in the comments. It will be interesting to hear your opinion. But that's all for now. Thank you all for watching and bye.